Ekse Shap Fede, who's the what's good, your boy Malomes YouTube, and welcome back to Malomes Mic. Guys, we're in Kenya.
In Kenya, baby.
In Kenya, baby. It's a good time. We actually flew in a couple of days ago, and now I decided to just do a little bit of a podcast with the podcast queen, number one, Zille, Wizzy, as well as Balepi. Let's start with Balepi. Balepi, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm very good.
Very good?
Yes.
Too good?
Too good. Guys, it's so peaceful out here.
Yeah?
It's crazy.
Nah, it's crazy. Zille, Wizzy, how you doing?
Nah, I'm easy, man.
You're easy. You good?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Oh.
It's nice out here.
Second time in Kenya.
Hey, stop.
Huge.
What can I say?
When are you gonna go home? When are you gonna just chill at home?
Just
gonna
relax.
Be easy. No, I'm not going home. There's nothing for me there right now.
What's the next place you're going to actually?
You know what? I don't like to talk about my locations. I like people to see. Yeah.
Keep them on the edge.
100%.
Suffer well to not talk about my location. We're gonna get there. But today, guys, we got a bunch of beautiful people to speak about love languages. I feel like on this trip, I've actually been seeking a lot of advice from Gugu and Balepi, trying to get a female's perspective on my life because I'm going through a lot. So I catch myself every 2 hours asking Google yo bro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 what do you think? What do you think? And they've been giving me advice. And one conversation that I really enjoyed was love languages. How do you actually feel like when someone doesn't speak your love language? How do you feel like when someone doesn't understand your love language? And how much are you willing to compromise on your love language?
Yeah.
So I think to get started, we can ask everybody, what's your love language that you easily speak?
Yeah.
And the love language that you want to receive? Okay,
for me, I will easily speak physical touch.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I've seen. I've seen.
No, I'm very affectionate. So physical touch for sure. I need to be affirmed as well. So words of affirmation, right? So I can give out physical touch really quick, easily, right? And then I need to receive words of affirmation and quality time.
Yeah. Beautiful. I know with me, I give physical touch, number one, and I'd like to receive physical touch. And then number two, quality time. I like to give quality time, also like to receive quality time. Yeah. Zille?
For me, touch has to be the one.
Number one.
Understand? That thing out you must touch me and I must feel or I'm being touched by you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I must touch you back. So, and also I must touch you back. And when I touch you, I just want you to show me that you are receiving my touch.
Yes.
You know that thing you're it's I'm annoying you or anything.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. So and also talk. Tell me, I don't know what you guys words of what affirmation. Yeah.
Words of what?
Yeah. So
what?
But the rest will just
Cool. I think Google, hold on to the mic after you answer for a while.
Okay. I also want to say that I really like the way you ask this question because most times people think that whatever your love language is how your partner wants to be loved.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a very big common misconception. So my main, honestly, I hate that I'm going to do this, but my love languages are all 5 of them. They just rank differently.
Yes.
So I need all 5 though in a relationship.
They're important.
Yeah.
What are they? So it's words of affirmation.
So it's physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, gift, and
physical touch, words of quality time.
Quality time. Yeah. But my top ones is physical touch and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And
I think I actually give words of affirmation pretty well.
Yeah.
I speak words of affirmation pretty well.
Yeah. And then on the receiving end, I need physical touch, I need quality time. And the older I'm getting, the more I appreciate acts of service.
Yeah.
You going out of your way to help me in my day.
Remember something.
Or remember something?
Yeah,
powerful.
Yeah, I think I heard you and Nana speaking on your podcast actually, and you guys are speaking about how it's important for a partner to actually show up for your hustling, what you're doing.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah, you want your partner to be there, if you're selling something, buy my shit.
Bro.
Wake me up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Be there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, repost for me, And I think one thing I want to speak about is because I'm going through this right now. In the previous episode I said I moved on a talking stage. I'm still within that same talking stage.
I love that.
I want to know,
I love that.
what do you do when someone doesn't receive? Oh no, what do you do when someone doesn't speak the love language you want to receive? Because I'm at a point where physical touch is important, but this person is yo, I'm not used to touching on someone. I'm not used to kissing someone. I'm not used to.
I would physically itch.
Yeah.
I need
also,
it.
I hate that I'm about to say this, but for me, if you you don't touch me, you don't want me.
You hate me.
You hate me.
Okay, you know what's you see how everyone said their love languages? Let's say I get with you, Balepi and everything. So you don't do what you said it's your love language. So I was in a point whereby my hand told me that my ex, of course, told me that my love language is a touch. So when I touched her, she didn't
Acknowledge it.
But that's why I was like, no. So what's going on? Like,
Also, you didn't like the way she reacted to the touch.
yeah.
So you felt like you weren't touching her properly.
Or rather, there was no reaction to
There
the
was-
touch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like it was not a point of me not touching her properly because she was not even touching me back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you say that's your love language and when I do it you don't react?
You see, that's the thing. Also, like her love language can be like she must touch her, but then she doesn't want to touch you. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
like maybe her love
That's
language
what
is
I-
actually just spending time with you,
100%.
or like buying you McD's.
You know, I agree to that because when I stopped touching her, she complained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, hey, what's going on? You don't love me or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So
But I think it's honestly a conversation. Like if you pick up that, you know, you're not giving me what I need,
Yeah.
and maybe
Yeah.
I'm not giving you what you need, you need to sit down and be like, what's important to you and how can I show you that I care for you, I
Yeah.
value you, and I love you.
Yeah.
And it's a shit thing, dog, because it's like sometimes you meet people and it comes naturally. You meet some
Yo.
people where you don't have to have a
You
talk.
don't say anything.
Nothing, boy.
Natural progression, and it
The
just keeps getting better
electricity.
down
Yes.
the back.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Down the back.
Yeah.
But I think it's very important to acknowledge that, like, that's once in a lifetime. Sometimes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, not once, maybe 5 times.
It's
More
rare.
times.
It's
But
rare.
like, yeah, it's rare.
Yeah.
not complaining. Like for me, I feel like when you don't complain about something and everything just flows, just know you're in the right space.
Yeah, that's your wife.
It's something
That's your
like
wife.
Thato asked us, was like, yo, I want to do this with this person. I want to take the next move. But he had things to complain about before he told us that.
Yeah.
That's what when I told him that if this was
Why are you dragging my personal life into this?
I didn't say
What the hell is happening?
I didn't say what. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh my days.
if this was the real thing, you're not gonna complain.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a lot of buts.
Understand?
I wouldn't think about it twice.
Eh?
I wouldn't think about it
Yeah,
twice.
exactly.
Okay.
But,
But nothing is perfect, Oaks.
Yeah.
Nothing is perfect.
Yeah, I don't know about that. As much as I do think you can find the right person and almost everything can be right, like there's no such thing as perfection.
Yeah. that is
Especially when you're
true.
dealing with another human being, like there will be things that you maybe don't like. So I you know more than what I do, obviously. So maybe he had mentioned quite a few things where you're like, this seems a little too hard,
Yeah.
or harder
Yeah.
than what it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then now, how much are you guys willing to actually even compromise? Because I feel like, for me, physical touch, if it's not there, I've been in a situation like a previous relationship where it wasn't there, and then I would speak about, and it would slowly come, she'd
then
come,
it would go.
and then it'll go. And then after 2 weeks, I complain again, then it comes, and then it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, like, I always just look at actions. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's say we've spoken about something before and you act on it then. You don't wait for me to repeat what I said a couple of times. That's how I know, okay, you're struggling, but at least you're trying.
Yeah.
Like, once in a while, you'll hold my hand a little bit more in public.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you'll
But
touch my
nothing's that.
shoulder.
Should we even be compromising such things?
Because also I was about to
Yeah.
say, this touching me once in a while, it's like I need to be felt
Touch
on every
all
day.
the
day.
time. That's
Every
the,
day.
That's the
Yeah.
truth. But then, guys, we always forget that we need to be considerate of the next person. Like, in as much as you don't want to compromise yourself too much, we're so different.
But maybe you shouldn't be with that person. Because I've been in a situation, I've been with someone for a long period of time, and
Yeah.
they couldn't give me my main
Fair.
love language.
Fair.
Do you
And I
know
was
what I
like,
think it is? I think it's bringing it up and waiting to see, and if the change isn't enough for you and you don't feel
Leave.
fulfilled,
Exactly.
be honest with yourself and be like, you know
Be
what, I
out.
can't be in this. But obviously give the person the opportunity to try.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
So like for me, I would always speak on my experiences, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this thing is one of the thing like you said, I spoke about it, yo dude, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 things you do.
Yeah.
Né? And I hate it when people, like, let's say my love language is touch, né? But now when I want to touch you at KFC, you don't want to be touched. But when we go to touch us,
You're being touched.
yeah, you want, you want me to touch you. So I just hated the fact that your love language sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. I want you guys, like, I want you to be consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't mind kissing someone in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there was this one time this person said, "No, today just kiss me." I'm like, what?
I remember you told me that story. So he's
Yeah.
basically with the girl.
Yeah.
She'd always say, listen, at the club when we're out, listen, don't touch me, I won't touch you.
Yeah.
Now we're in a situation where my boy is actually like the biggest in the club. I think he was hosting or something like that. And she's trying to show the club that this is my nigga.
Yeah. So I hate that. Just be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very wrong. Because
So wrong.
you should be okay with me touching you anywhere
Everywhere.
at any time.
Yes.
Yeah. I was in an opposite situation. So I had a talking stage last year, and I always say this. I feel like this guy was plotting on my ass like crazy because he said all of the right things.
Yeah.
I feel like he studied me, watched my content, listened to my podcast, saw my tweets, formulated everything.
Yeah.
Was so too easy.
I'm sure he's giving you alarms every 30 seconds.
He's finishing me. And he's like, yo, and I remember we spoke about like PDA, and at some point in my life I wasn't for it, but now I am. Obviously in like a tasteful way. Let's not do too much.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, like I'm down to hold you, I'm down to kiss you, I'm down to do all these things. So obviously he said this to me. Now it's our first time out in the club. Guys, I'm under Don Julio. Of course I'm going to want to ravaz you.
Yeah.
Or do something.
Darling.
We're jiving. I touch him and he's like despondent. Like, you know when someone completely ignores your touch?
Oh, I know.
I was like, huh? Then I was like, no, I'm bugging. Let me try again.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I tried again and I could just see he was so uncomfortable. So obviously it was a conversation later and I was like, do you not feel comfortable? And he kept telling me his words weren't matching his own actions.
Yeah.
He kept being like, no, I love physical touch. I like it. I'm like, dog, no. I look like the fool now.
Yeah.
Who's wanting to touch on you, to feel you, to love upon you, and you're not receptive of it.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm trying to say is that sometimes people don't even know what their love languages are. They have perceptions of what they think it is.
But and tell me if it's a perception.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just be
yes.
honest with me. But also on that thing of yours going to the club, to be honest, that's why it's very important to all the gents. Never go with a captain to a buffet.
What?
You understand very
Please,
well.
man.
No, we don't understand, Zille.
All I'm saying is that.
We hate this in Botswana, ne?
Yeah.
We hate
So
this in Botswana.
so
Zille's, can we say who it is? No.
no.
So Zille's friend was basically like, yo, you can't go to the club with a girl and when there's a bunch of girls at the club.
Yeah.
You're crazy because I'm your hand. What are you talking about, Zille?
Yeah.
Then the thing is, you are not fully rooted to the hands thing, because the only time I wouldn't mind touching me at the club and everything, having fun with this, because you are my hand. All I'm saying is that,
okay, but
things were not rooted.
But he was plotting on my ass because he was chopping to me like, you are my hand.
Yeah.
I would never do that. Also, just I got before my own image. I actually don't want to be kissing and touching on anyone.
On your story, not actually so painful, bro. When you spend like long periods of time with a person, and then you even go on a date, and the date is nice, touch, whatever, like you're doing your thing. Now, once you're in a public space and you try to touch them, and then they basically, like, dude, they literally pull away. That's the most painful thing ever.
It's so painful.
Guys, I rather you leave me and rather my boys leave me home when we said we are going to the club than I go to the club and I get that experience.
I actually think we don't, like, that's actually low-key traumatic.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually a form of rejection. How do you
touch you again,
bro?
How do I touch you again?
I'm not gonna want to touch you. I'm not gonna want to try.
What's painful, out of all those things, is that you not only question them, you question yourself too much, because what's wrong with me? Why? It's gonna hit you more than it hits them. You understand? It's about you now.
Yeah, because like even with love languages, like you, as a person, you have to understand yourself before you get into anything. Yes. So now imagine you had to bring yourself to learning how to be affectionate with someone, and then you meet someone who is not receptive of that. It's gonna take you back 5,000 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've triggered. I don't know what's going on.
You crashed.
I'm not great.
I because of guys, to be honest, a love language thing is a serious thing, and I feel like it takes, unfortunately, when it comes to love languages, it takes someone to show this is really your love language. Because I can say my physical touch, my love language is physical touch and words of what. I can do those things, but I want my partner to also receive them.
Yeah.
That's why I was in a point whereby I even cried, boy. At Groove, I cried.
Guys, Zille's maybe told us the story 4 times.
Yeah.
No, he cried.
I cried because I was like doing everything out of my, but nothing was changing and everything. And the person will tell you, like you said, yo, dude, don't worry. That's my love language is touch. But when it's time to act, nothing is there.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been in situations where you couldn't speak your partner's love language? So they say, Google, I want you to provide acts of service. Balepi, I need you to give me quality time. But now you are obviously working too much, or you don't have time to be giving someone acts of services.
Yes. There was someone who, I think I'm really big on words of affirmation, but like I've said this before on my respective platforms, I'm really good at taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm very self-sufficient. So I even think when I say words of affirmation, I'm not as needy as other people when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I was with someone who needed it a lot more than what I had normally given or had known to give. And I think the level at which they needed the words of affirmation, I just couldn't give at that time because I was just busy.
Was it too much?
Yeah, also I'm busy, bro. Like I can't wake up and say, happy morning, good morning, baby. I hope you mean so much. At lunchtime.
You mean so much.
And then at dinner again. No, I couldn't do. And also for me, it started to feel disingenuous. I'm saying it,
and you don't
mean it,
but I don't mean
good.
it. Yeah.
Damn.
And you, Balepi, have you? Okay.
The reason why I had brought up the thing of you knowing yourself before you get into things is because I wasn't big on physical touch at all.
You?
Me. Promise you. I promise
You were there that day. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Oh my God. But no, I've seen her somewhere.
You've seen,
I've seen
you've seen her providing physical touch,
guys.
ne?
Yeah, I wasn't very big on like physical touch because, you know, I grew up with body image problems.
Yeah.
Right? So only when I got into that was when I got into my first real relationship. So I was like, what do you want? What do you want me to do? Like, what is this? So he struggled with me not being able to be as affectionate as he needed to be. Yeah. But it was a conversation, obviously, and then I was mindful of it. Every 2 seconds, I'll be like, how are you, baby?
Oh. And now you actually hella like with your friends also, you give a lot of physical touch.
Yeah, my friends
like
hate it. I literally don't know personal space.
Yeah.
I don't know that thing.
Yeah. And I hate it, like how most gents, I mean even you, Thato, like when we're with our partners, like, did you realize how we like just like become babies? But when
you should see me when I'm alone with the girl. It's scary.
Like
I'm the small spoon.
No, ask me, guys.
I'm like, I rub my cheek on her cheek. I'm like,
and you must
then I literally tuck myself
no,
into
drag
her.
me.
Then I literally grab her hand and I say, hold me.
for me, because you know, I'm just, you know, you see my body, ne? So my hand is like taller than me, so I would just be on her. Imagine it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Protected
in a nest.
In a nest.
Yeah, those ties will be tiny.
That's a tie, my boy.
Have you ever been in situations actually where you couldn't like give someone physical touch, or you couldn't give someone your time?
Like, I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Yeah, like let's say it's in Google, and Google wants you to give her like physical touch, but when you can't give physical touch.
To be honest, if I'm in that situation, that means I don't really like you. Because for me, that doesn't have to be a problem. If like,
don't say that, bro. Now you're gonna make me think that.
No, for me, I'm here.
Yeah,
it's not because I'm traveling. Like, if I'm with you every time, I shouldn't struggle
to do any of the love languages.
Yeah, but if I'm traveling, that's a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I was about to say, guys, as much as they're love languages, I think there's also like a universal language of liking someone. And when you like someone, certain things happen instantaneously,
effortlessly.
Naturally, yeah. So, naturally, if I like you, I love my personal space. But if I like you, I want to be around you. And I don't mind you. And like, I also like physical touch, but don't fucking just, don't just touch, sorry. Okay. Don't just touch me. If I don't, you know, like I only become receptive or open to certain things when I like you. A lot. So sometimes even I've realized, like as much as and some people will be shocked hearing me say that my love language is physical touch, because they'll be like, who? Who? And exactly. I don't like you like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the truth.
So
it is the truth.
It's
like
it
really is.
Thato, it's like for now you travel to another province effortlessly. I go to Limpopo after. In your case, you know what's Limpopo. So I go to Limpopo after every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Limpopo is very far, guys.
3 hours.
3 hours, 4 hours. Ne? I go to Limpopo every 2 weeks. I don't mind. Because so that I can see my person. But when it's someone that I don't really like, I'm gonna be like, Limpopo is very far.
Limpopo's far. Yeah, it's like
because I really like you a lot. I don't even see the distance.
You don't see the
distance.
Even
the money that I spend there, I don't even see it.
Yeah.
That's so true. Another point, guys. I want to ask you guys, don't you feel like, for example, Balepi actually brought up a point. She was like, yo, I couldn't provide physical touch or receive for a while because I wasn't really comfortable.
Yes.
Do you feel like some people can't? I feel like we all have all love languages, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we just have certain insecurities which prevent us from actually
doing certain things. 100%.
So
that's deep. 100%.
You know how everyone has an insecurity, ne?
Yeah.
But I realize the only thing that like sometimes it fades away, the insecurity, is because this person is gonna see my insecurity. Ne? I'll be like, yo, I hate how my toes look, but my hand sees my toes. And she doesn't even react anyhow. She says, oh, you actually have nice toes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they embrace them.
Then I forget, Ori, that's actually my insecurity because of how you treat it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so hectic.
That's so true.
It's insecurity is more of how people receive it.
It is.
Yeah.
I think I believe like as you spoke about having some body issues and it preventing you from physical touch.
Yeah.
It actually dawned on me that was me too.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't open to being touched because what you touching
Why
me?
are you touching me?
Why you gotta touch me like that? Why you gotta do all of that?
Yeah.
And when I learned to love my body, I became more open to that. And even for me, like stuff like words of affirmation, acts of service. I have this thing as a hand. Because niggas deserve nothing. They deserve
less. And if you're giving them less, go.
So now my issue is like if I do acts of service and I go out of my way to do things for you to make your day easier, I have the insecurity of like, 1, would you do that for me?
Exactly.
2, do you really value it and appreciate it? 3, am I just making a fool of myself and my time?
There we go.
Yeah, I think there's you're right, that like insecurities really do hold us back from fully expressing our love for people and to people.
Fully.
Yeah.
That's why you always have to know yourself before getting into something.
Yeah, it's like Zille actually brought up as like acts of service, like traveling to Limpopo. If you like the person, you'll do it. But if you feel like a fool, you'll be like, yo, I'm wasting tollgate money. I'm wasting petrol money. I'm wasting accommodation money. But if you love the person, you know that they give you what you give out. It's nothing.
That's true.
It feels like nothing.
So yeah, man, I just feel like our respective partners, wherever you are, you'll do the right thing. and if you have another partner, hook them on the podcast and make sure they listen and everything, because it's one of insecurities and love languages are the things that we normally say at the beginning, but we avoid complaining about them.
Also, I want to say that I really appreciate this conversation because I sometimes think that as women, as much as we say that physical touch is our thing, like maybe we want for our partners to touch us, but we don't necessarily realize how much men also want to be touched.
Yeah.
Like small, like guys.
Jesus.
So I think we must normalize that. Like men want to be touched, they want to be loved on,
they want
like
to be babies.
They want to be babies, and we shouldn't now think that because you're in a relationship with a man that like, oh, he's a nigga, he doesn't need this, he's too tough for and Dota Mas. It's like, no, he's your baby at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Bro, once we get into our home, can you please forget about
the world? Forget about everything.
Gender roles, everything. Forget that I'm the man.
Yes,
I am like you. What you want in the moment, give it to me because I'm gonna give it to you.
Thank you.
And most of the time, if you guys think about it, man, like what guys do for girls, they want the girl to do the bag.
For them.
It's like, yo, I'm touching you. I want you to touch me too.
Yes.
Just touch me.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny now with us gents? You don't have to touch me. Like, you don't have to just touch my shirt. I'll be head over heels.
No, he's
I was about to say.
I knew he was gonna say something.
I feel like
with gentlemen, I told you stories whereby people didn't even touch me with their full hand. They just use their fingers. It's chai.
That thing, hand right there.
A hand will just touch you on the neck with two fingers. It's chai.
You're right.
You don't have to. With gents, it's so crazy how girls don't have to do too much.
Yeah.
I was actually about to say like men are easy.
Men are
very
I know, like with this one girl that I like, and then when I touch her, like I'll be touching her, and then every time I touch her, she always touches me back.
Acknowledging.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I'm touching you way more than you touching me, but you touching me back, it's like we're completing the circle. Our energy is flowing in and out, in and out.
But that's an important thing, because how can you put, like, even your man puts your hand here, his hand here.
Yes.
Why would you not take your hand and put it on top of it? Acknowledging that you are touching me. Like, and in return, I'm touching you too.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing. Like, touching you hit, like you really put the nail on the head. What?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that one. Men want what they give to us.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
Fully.
Yeah.
And you know, another thing that I was going to say is that, like, sometimes when you try to compromise certain things, you can see when someone is over compromising.
100%.
And you can feel that, like, this person might be forcing it.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be as genuine.
Yeah. But the problem with gents is, we're speaking about in the previous episode, like, guys have this thing where they want things, like we want a 6-pack of Black Label on a random Thursday because it's a game.
Yeah.
But we don't speak about what we want. Like, guys don't say what they want to their girls because we're just 100%. So used to giving.
Yeah.
And I don't know whose fault it is. But I know with me, even me, I actually don't speak about the things I like.
I was about to say, Thato is giving definitely you guys' fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think to the Bruce listening, like, we shouldn't be too scared to say what you want, because once you do say what you want, the goal you're with might actually go head over heels to give you what you want, bro.
Do you know what's funny? I think that you guys can speak on what you want, but it's more so with the physical. Like, men are not scared to say, I want a woman who cleans, a hand with the fat ass, a hand with the...
Yes.
You're not scared to say those things. But when it comes to being loved and emotions, that's where you guys can't speak. Because now it's like, how do I go up to my hand and say, hey, babe, I'd like it if you did this, or if you like...
Send haircut money.
Yeah, send haircut money, you know?
One thing that I actually struggle with as well, because I'm naturally like a giver. Like, I can be with a girl, like, I want to pay for everything, I want to do everything. But I don't know how to communicate that, like, yo, I understand that, let's say I'm with a student. Okay, cool, I'm going to pay for everything. But I'd also like for you to also
do something.
Do what you can with your budget.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I really struggle with. Like, that communication thing.
And
you guys can give me advice on that.
Okay, you know what's scary, ne? You know how you struggle with those things and everything. The day you meet someone who does like that, ne? To you, it's shy.
He's
it's so scary.
Guys,
where's the mic?
Guys, I met a girl. She completes my physical touch. Like, she speaks all my love languages.
Yeah.
She does acts of service, physical touch, quality time. What else is there? All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
At a high level.
At a high level.
First team rugby.
Yes, sir. Starting 5.
And even when it comes to spending, bro, we can be at the club, we can out for dinner. She will insist on
paying for
chipping in something.
Yeah.
If I say no, she'll literally send me the cash the next day.
But also, that's a girl that likes you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where you know.
Yeah. I want to marry her. It's just, she's far.
You know what? Everything in its own time.
Yeah.
So don't worry. If it's meant to be, it will be. But also, that's what I've realized, guys. And Tura has this conversation quite often. Hands open their purses for men they like.
I realized.
Yeah. Honestly, I do think there's some honeys who are just so used to not paying. Even if she likes you, it's so beyond her.
Yeah.
But for the majority, if someone does, it's simple. Like, when your friends do nice things for you, you're also like, oh, I want to do something nice for them. Like, I think it's a give and take. I
feel like if I say, yo, baby, please do this for me, it takes out, like, buy me food, it takes out the fun in it. You know, now it's more. Oh,
you'd rather have her do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't like if I touch you and now I'm like, touch me here. Woman.
Yeah. But you know,
I don't like it.
As a female, like, what I've realized with guys that I've spoken to, like, most of them don't like speaking about emotions. Like, if something's gonna bother them, he's gonna hold it in. Like, I've even had someone tell me, like, this will bother me, but you will not, like, you won't be able to tell. So as much as females, we like to say, I don't want to have to read your mind, dude. Sometimes as a female, you're gonna have to study your person. Like, study your person, and then if you do something unintentionally and you see the mood change, or he's down a bit but he's trying to be up, you already know to have a conversation. Like, baby, what happened? Like, talk to me.
So I think one thing that's very important is communicating when you receive love language that you like. Like, if I touch you and you going crazy but you keeping calm, I'm gonna think I'm doing nothing. So be like, yo, baby, be like hold my hand and I'll hold your hand. Like, tell me, oh, I like that. Like, communicate, bro. The same way we communicate, like, sexually, communicate with love languages.
100%. With any form of intimacy, like, let me know if you like that or not.
Do you guys actually communicate sexually? Like, do you say if it's a good or bad thing?
Fully.
Yeah.
You have to.
Do you communicate, Zille?
What do you guys mean in terms?
Like, let's say you're with a girl and you guys are having intimate stuff, and she's doing a bad job. Do you say, like, yo, I didn't like that?
You know, one thing I know people, like, actually, like, question themselves a lot is that intimacy things, you know. So I'd rather me not say. I won't say. I will just guide you.
I get that.
Or, like, instead of, I'll be like, no, just be faster. Or maybe be slow. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Instead of, look, I don't enjoy this, I'll be like, just 100%. Be slow. In the moment.
Okay.
So
beautiful.
I remember it happened. I always said no. Hey, why? No, you know those things. And
scratching me.
It happened like twice. Ne? Every time it happens, I just correct. The third time it happened, it was perfect. Out of this world. Yeah. Insane.
No, it's very important. But the reason why
him reflecting for me out of this world.
The reason I'm speaking about it, because I want to actually have an episode we speak about being able to communicate sexually with a partner.
Yeah.
So I think I spoke about it in the previous episode too. So this is the build up for the audience members.
Yeah.
Like, just to, before we cut it off, it's like, it's also the way you say it.
Yes.
If you're going to communicate it, be mindful. Don't just come up and be like, yo, baby.
Hey, you know what
I mean? Like, don't say things that you know are going to be
That's why I'll just guide you like this.
Guiding. Or if you'll be like, if it's for Han and he asks you, did you enjoy that? You'll say, yes, I did, babe, but we could do A, B, C, D less rough.
Yeah.
You need to be
Also,
soft with it.
I think it has, Thato, I like that you said that, because on my podcast this season, I have a segment called Finding Your Voice in the Bedroom for this specific reason. And I like the fact that as men, you're going to also have this conversation. Because I found that the biggest misconception is that men think they need to know everything when they step into the bedroom. I don't know if it's like their masculinity, this alpha male thing, but I know that almost every hand likes this touch. I need to do this, do that. And it's like each person is so different. If you are not comfortable with having a conversation in an intimate setting, then the sex is just not going to be as good. You actually have to be able to be like, I like this. And again, it's about how you say it. Like,
exactly.
I'm like Zille. If you're going to do something I don't like, I'm just going to direct you to what I like. But also men need to listen, because I cannot tell you, there have been so many times, I'm speaking for myself and my friends, where we've been in situations where we're trying to guide you, but because he thinks he is so done in his ways and what he's doing is the truth, he will not change and stop, because he finna beat the pussy up. And you ain't doing shit. You ain't doing shit for me, and I'm trying to tell you what I'd like. So you have to be, like, as much as you need to learn to speak, also learn to listen, like, genuinely.
And I wouldn't like, that actually takes so much time, like learning to listen. Because I remember I was in a situation with a girl where I was doing what my previous sexual partner liked.
That's right.
And then she'd be like redirecting me.
Yeah, and you're like,
And I didn't mind the redirection, but I felt like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Then I realized that, like, dog, if I just actually follow the redirection, it's going to be a good time.
A wonderful time.
And then now when I listen to redirection, they even stop redirecting.
Yes.
Up to the third, fourth time. Because now you understand their
That's now you get it,
Instead of them just saying, or yo, Thato, I don't like, just redirect me. Every time I do things that I think, or I'm in the bag, I'm doing it right. Just be like, you know what, you're an amateur, come this side.
And I also think, let's let go of this perception, because like in movies, people meet at a bar. And you go home and you have the most amazing sexual experience of your life once off. And as much as that happens, sometimes that isn't the case.
That's so true.
Most of the time. Like, guys, honestly, the first time for most is the most whack sex you might have with that person. And if people are just open to coming into the room and be like, I like this. You like this. Meet me here. Like, it makes the experience and the sex better in the long run.
That is so
That's why I'm actually so scared to have sex with new girls that I mean. Because I'm like,
dog,
I'm going to go through a horrible experience and I'm not even trying to like make it better with this person. So I'm like, let me just not have sex with this person at all.
You know with me, sometimes, like, guys, because people... thing is with girls, they don't like the same things, you know.
They don't.
So
they really don't.
I always take every time I go, like, I have an intimate thing with someone new, I just wear my L thing. You know the L thing that they put on cars, ne?
The learner, yes.
So today I'm just a learner.
I love that.
But if I see you, sometimes your old skills can work. Sometimes,
they can.
But sometimes,
then you remove the learner.
So then you remove. Sometimes, they don't work, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna reclaim myself.
Also, I think one thing I need to do personally is understand that, like, even girls, when they do things to you, they're doing what the previous sexual partner liked.
Yes.
Because I remember once some girl did some stuff to me, I was like, what the hell is going on? And I completely stopped speaking to that person. I was like, that's not going to happen with me. But if I had communicated,
I wonder what is that.
I
also wonder what that is.
I can say it. I can say.
What?
She was on top and she was trying to kill me.
Oh, what? She was like,
And I should have been like, I should have held her and be like, yo, actually, let's just slow it down.
You should have held her and literally control the tempo. Yes.
But I was literally so defeated. There was a point I was like, is this person being serious right now? And then I literally just moved her into a different position. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, like for me, it's that thing. You're like, guys, we don't have to be perfect when it comes to that. For gents, be like need to like learn your partner, and both to women. Oscar, you know, because your skills made 3 other people to like climate in 2 minutes.
It doesn't mean
all of them are
I actually never forget, there was someone that I was doing some shit with last year, and I mean, you know, the coochie is a sensitive area.
Like
if
there's a place you cannot fuck around. You cannot play. It's the fucking coochie. If you're hurting me, you're hurting me.
Hurting.
You're hurting.
Also, gents, wash your hands, eh?
Hurting. Thank you.
Wash your hands before you go touch that delicate area.
Thank you. And he was doing something and it was actually hurting me. So I was like, no. And he was like, nah, I'm going to do this. I said, you what? I literally went, I was like, well, that's a wrap. Because how are you telling me what I like on my body? Like, also for me, that's now a line of disrespect. Because I'm telling you no, I'm telling you I don't like this. But because you're so far gone in your ways.
In your own ways.
That are not waking. And you think you know better than me. No.
Yeah. Not to give him an excuse, but I'm sure he's thinking, nah, this person before used to think that like, say no, but then they like it. They like the no.
Yeah. And I think in his mind, he was thinking like, you want to get into it, like just wait.
Yeah,
you go like just wait, just relax.
And
it's like where I've been waiting. Yeah, ain't shit happening.
Yeah. Any final words, guys? I feel like I want to just say on the love languages chat. I think this was everything. That's how I always sign off. It's so important to just communicate.
Yeah,
true.
Communicate during the experience. Communicate what you like in the beginning.
Yeah,
and don't be scared to give someone a chance. But if it's not working, once, twice, 3 times, dip.
Yeah.
There's someone watching this and they're on 2. 3. Strike number 3. You're out.
Yeah, man. I feel like for gents, I don't want you to be like me and cry at groove. After 3 strikes, don't stay. Just move.
Yeah.
Love it for you guys. I just don't want people.
Love it for you.
Don't force, man. It's like I hate it when person says, "Oh, love language is this," ne? And they don't do it with you, ne?
Yes.
But you see them doing it with another person.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Dog? Like no. But yeah, man. We learn every day.
Yeah.
Guys, things happen. You know that China has a son. But yeah.
I think my last thing is that I want to speak on not doubting yourself. So I know sometimes you can be in a relationship and because you aren't receiving what you want, you can kind of downplay it and kind of think you're bugging. Like, oh, but this person is catering to me in every other way. And sometimes the love language is a very big thing and it's something you need. So if you do feel like there's a lack, don't gaslight yourself. You know, don't be like, this person is doing everything else for me.
Yeah.
But if something is important to you and you need to speak on it, we all have needs in a relationship. So honor your needs. I know it's hard to, muster up the courage to have the conversation, but it will always benefit you in the long run.
Yeah.
Baba?
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to make a clap.
I need to make a clap. I can't remember which one that is.
Yeah, I just want to say that for me, the biggest thing that I said in this video is you need to understand who you are.
Yes.
Like, you need to acknowledge your insecurities. It's not easy to deal with them immediately, but just acknowledge them and know how to maneuver around with them. Because when you get to another person, it's going to, it's going to mess up a lot of things. So just know yourself and understand different people. Yep.
Mashallah, guys. If you guys enjoyed that postcard,
that postcard.
If you guys enjoyed Malomes' mic, please give us 5 stars. If you wanted to give us 3 stars,
give us 5 and then tell us why
you want to give us 3 stars. Danko.